Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be doing a review on the Jaxon Fight Gear Pro Fight gloves. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Jaxon Fight Gear Pro Fight gloves. I got mine in red, 10 ounces lace up. You can also get this in 8 ounces, as well as a black or white colorway. The glove is 100% genuine leather construction, and I believe it's manufactured in Pakistan from what I can tell. There's no actual tag or label on the inside of either glove. Now, Jaxon Fight Gear has really gained a lot of steam as of lately. You see a lot of pro fighters and amateur fighters alike using their equipment, and it's really gained a lot of popularity. I'd say it's probably one of the more requested brands or gloves that people ask me to try out and do a review on. So I decided to go ahead and pull the trigger and see how these perform. They're really known for their sparring kits. If you go onto their website, you have the ability to basically create your own, make your own custom gear setup, and you basically fill out the form with the colorways you want to go with. But they do, sell their sparring or training gloves as well as headgear and groin protector. I decided to go with the fight gloves just because I wanted something a little bit more compact for some bag work, and mainly using these for the mitts hitting the pads. So wanted to start off there. Hopefully down the road, if I get a chance, I'll pick up a pair of their training gloves as well as their headgear and their groin protector and try those out as well. So first thing first, design-wise, the glove is very compact for a fight glove. You notice that it does have the Jaxon that is written vertically on the back of the glove, kind of angled to the outside edge. The leather itself has kind of a satin finish to it and has a really nice quality and grade and texture and feel to it. Very thick, very soft and supple. Coming down to the wrist support section, you do have the Jaxon, the X, with the black part of the top of the X and the white bottom with the black outline. It is a plastic patch that is recessed into the back of the wrist. I do like the fact that it's not raised up above the leather, but it's actually stitched into the leather, so you don't have any type of sharp edges there. So definitely a big bonus in that regard. You do have a polyester nylon liner. The back of the wrist has about an inch of medium density padding on the back of the wrist and a little bit softer on the inside of the wrist. You also have, I'd say, about 1/8 of an inch of padding on the inside of the wrist that comes up to right about here, as well as on this side, and it kind of comes up and rolls into the palm. It does say Jaxon with your name, official 10 ounces, with this cloth patch that's stitched into the outside portion of the glove. Everything on this glove is completely red, so there's no offset color outside of the logo. It does say easy. The other glove says work, so it says easy work when you put the gloves together. You also have a leather attached thumb right there. So in terms of like colorway wise, everything is really clean and simple. You can do a custom pair if you wanted to. You just have to reach out to Jaxon if you want to go with something much more custom or more flashy, and you can do so. So there you have it, a very compact glove. If I were to compare this to any glove that I currently have tried and run a review on, I'd say that these are very, very similar to the Promex Combatiente gloves in terms of just the size, the height, the width, the profile, the shape of the thumb, even the leather, and just the finger compartment is very similar to that Promex glove. Quality-wise, this glove is very nice. The leather is really good. The stitching overall, I say it's pretty clean. I mean, there's a couple areas, maybe right here on the outside edge, where you can see that the stitching could be done a little bit cleaner, and you can actually see some of it, kind of a little bit of poking out of the stitching that's kind of coming undone a little bit. But outside of that, all the stitching on the palm across is all symmetrical and straight and clean. The grip bar on here, I'd say is medium in size. It could be a little bit longer to the outside edge right there. The attached thumb is stitched in nicely. All of the foam is bonded nicely to the liner on the inside as well as to the leather on the outside. It has kind of that Mexican MX look with kind of more of that wrinkly leather on the punch surface. The Jaxon logo is nice and bright. You can see the white looks good. The black is really clean. Symmetrical patch looks good as well. It says Jaxon in that V. Nice and glossy. That's all stitched in nicely. The liner doesn't have any issues with any kind of opening or any tears. The gloves are about 9.7 and 9.6 ounces, so just a hair underweight, but nothing too crazy in terms of weight or being overweight or too underweight. You can see the glove is really well balanced. It's not too top heavy, not too bottom heavy as well, so distribution of weight through the padding of the glove is done really nicely. Laces are really nice as well. I like that they're a little bit on the thinner side, longer, and they have the plastic tips. This type of lace on this glove I found doesn't really fray very easily compared to some of the other cheaper laces I've seen. So I do like these thinner flat ribbon laces and the fact that they feel like they're pretty high quality. So that's definitely a bonus with this glove. But I would say if there's any opportunity, it's going to be this edge stitching as well as the weight being a hair underweight. But outside of that, everything else quality wise with this glove is very nice. Comfort of the glove. Go ahead and slide my hand into the glove itself. The first thing you notice is it's very broken in, extremely soft. And I love that about this glove. You can open and close your hand with no problem. It doesn't take any breaking in. The thumb positioning is perfect. It has a good amount of depth to it. I wish that the attached thumb was a little bit higher up and didn't pull down on the tip of the thumb. The good news is that it's roomy enough to even when I do pull down and make a fist, I don't ever jam my thumb at the tip. You know, it's kind of deceiving when you're looking at it from the outside of the glove. When you make a fist, you'll notice that it kind of bends the thumb, and you would think your thumb would just jam right into the leather, but it doesn't, or into the liner, should I say. But thankfully, it did not, and I had no issues with the depth of the thumb, so the thumb is very comfortable. You also have a nice piece of medium density closed-cell foam on the back of the thumb that's very comfortable. I didn't have any issues with this piping being too tight on my thumb, and again, it's very loose and just kind of broken in. Wrist support feels really good. The liner feels good, no bunching up with the liner. The finger compartment, I would say, is a tad shallow. I wish it was dropped down a little bit more, maybe like an inch or a half an inch, to make it a little bit deeper and kind of pre-position my fist into a pre-curved position. Because the way it sits right now, you can see that the finger compartment's a little bit on the shallow side. And again, you can open and close your hand with no problem, but it would have been nice if maybe the finger compartment was brought down a little bit more and a little bit deeper. But overall, a very comfortable glove, nice and soft, broken in, no pressure points, no irritation, no kind of like scratchy material that makes your hands itch or irritate your hands, even with your hand wraps on. Overall, very comfortable glove. Protection and performance. Now, the way Jaxon describes it, if I can recall on their website, is basically the foam they use on here is like a newer style or new like high-tech foam basically. And just from feeling it and using it, especially on the heavy bag, I feel like it's a multi-layer foam composition, probably between latex and maybe an open or closed cell foam. So they layer it so that you get a good layer of protection and shock absorption, but you also get a good amount of crack. And you can see you do have that really nice flat punch surface, so you can really land on your knuckles the way you're supposed to when you land your punches. Some gloves you have it to where it's too stiff and you feel like you kind of end up landing on this part of your finger rather on the top of your knuckles, because your hand is more in this position rather than it turned over. Even when you do try to make your fundamentals perfect, it's just the way the position of the glove is, it doesn't allow you to really land the way you're supposed to. And with this glove you definitely feel that. But I feel the more that the foam in here compresses, it hardens up to give you more support and protection when you're landing on like a denser filled heavy bag. Now, that's not to say that I would use this primarily as a heavy bag glove. This is not what this glove is designed for. This is, first off, a fight glove, so that's gonna be the main purpose of it. But if you're gonna use it strictly for training like I am, then I would limit it to using this on a softer heavy bag, maybe a Cobra bag, reflex bag, double end bag. Mid-work is probably where this would shine the most outside of using this in a sanctioned pro bout, because with mid-work you could work on those fast combinations, your reflexes, and you get that really nice satisfying pop and snap when you hit the pads with these. So that's, to me, where this glove really shines when it comes to that, is going to be the mid-work. But I'd say it's a really well-balanced fight glove. Pretty protective if you were to compare it to other gloves that are more the Mexican style horsehair, where you literally feel like your knuckles just kind of pierce right through the horsehair foam in that. But I'd say pretty well balanced in that regard. Cost wise, these gloves are $150 currently. I'd say that it's a hair bit on the high side, and the only reason I say that is because there's other gloves out there that are very similar to this in my opinion, like the Promax Combatiente, and there's a lot more gloves in the fight glove range that are made in Mexico, and the thicker grade leathers, similar attention to detail in that regard. So although I think this glove is solid, I think it's priced a little bit high. To me, if this was like at the $120, $130 range, and I think it'd be right there at the sweet spot for what it is. But overall, really satisfied with it. I think this would be a great glove for hitting the mitts if you're not using this for a pro fight. Sparingly on a heavy bag, unless it's really soft. That way you can increase the longevity of this glove. But overall, very satisfied with it. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Jaxon Fight Gear Pro Fight Gloves. I'll see you guys later. Take care.